In this project, we will interview participants who will explain their experience with peer pressure and how they dealt with it. From there, we can learn and show our influence about the topic.
Hey, it's Milani, and I'm here to explain my purpose behind this podcast. In the world we live in, a lot of people are worried about being cool and fitting in, and what comes with that is peer pressure. Most teens are pressured to do things just to make themselves look cool or fit into that particular group, or even in school, such as drugs, gangs, alcohol, skipping school, even sexual intercourse. With those things happening, it can cause serious effects on your health. Teens become depressed, traumatized, and even suicidal. So this podcast is here to help and inform teens that have been through peer pressure and are going through peer pressure.
Before we get into details on the negative aspects of peer pressure, it's important for us to define what exactly peer pressure is. Peer pressure is being influenced by peers in your social group to do things that you would have never done on your own. Peer pressure could have a negative and positive side effect on someone in a social group. For example, it allows a person to rely on their friends to make the right choices as they grow and mature. On the other hand, peer pressure can be a certain act of convincing or forcing someone to do something they refuse to do.
Peers play a role in the social and emotional development of children and teens. However, when it's taken too far, people lose their identity or are at risk of their mental health and create harmful circumstances that negatively impact their life.
The interviews will start soon. Thank you for watching our podcast. Interview person number 1. This participant was asked to describe an experience where you have been peer pressured. She has requested not to use her name, but she is 14. When I was peer pressured, it happened mostly in 7th grade. I'd hang out with a group of friends because I was mostly close to them. When we got dismissed, I went straight home since I'm not allowed to go anywhere after school. But my other group of friends went wherever they wanted. It wasn't until October someone in the group addressed me. Mind you, there are 5 of us, 4 other girls including me. One of the girls has the audacity to say,
"Why don't you come with us? You're always leaving."
by the way, she says this to me when I'm leaving to go home. When she says this, all the other girls in the group agree. Then, almost repeating what she says,
"Yeah, you don't come with us."
I tell them I can't because my mom is strict. The girl who addressed me first replies,
"Forget about the rules. Just come with us. It doesn't matter."
then I tell them I can't. Now at this point, they're almost making fun of me, saying,
"Imagine, just come with us."
it felt like I wasn't being listened to, and I was being demanded not to listen to my mother. The way I dealt with it was that I told them, I can't, now bye, so I can end the situation right there and then. So they shrugged it off and said bye to me as well.
If you are ever in this situation, drop your friends. Real friends wouldn't pressure you to do things that you're not supposed to do, especially if your parents are strict. At this point, what's best for you to do is to listen to your gut and your parents and don't. Or you can ask your parents first. You never know, they might change their mind.
And now I'll be talking about the second person, who was 15 years old, a female, and was attending a party with her friends. One day my friend invited me to a party. I went because it was a long week, everybody was tired, and her parents were out of town. It was everything you'd expect at this party. Girls in short skirts, boys, alcohol, and everything else. So I was just dancing, and I saw my friend going around these group of people, and I was wondering what was going on. But I didn't think too much about it because she's pretty well known and stuff. So a few minutes later, I saw her starting being pressured to go upstairs, but I was confused because everybody was downstairs, and that's where the party was hosted. So I stood by the stairs waiting, trying to see if anything weird was going on. And then, just as I said that, a few minutes later, I heard some screaming and stuff. and I started to go up the stairs. But then I realized one of the boy that took her upstairs just ran and left. And then I saw her crying. Her clothes all torn up, messed up, like if she was just trying to fix it after the boy ran outside. And then she was all jumpy when I tried touching her. And I was confused because I thought, what could it be wrong? All I heard was just yelling and stuff. I didn't know it would affect her that badly.
As you can see, these teenagers were forced into unprotected sexual intercourse. If you are ever in this situation, stand up for yourself and fight back. Call the cops. Call your parents. Being in this situation is very traumatizing and scary. If your friend is forcing you to have sexual intercourse, you shouldn't even think about talking to them again. You should find better friends that support you, comfort you, tell you what's wrong and what's right. You need to get a friend that doesn't encourage you to do the wrong things.
This person was 18 years old and her friends pressured her into doing drugs. I started doing drugs when I was 15. All my friends were into it, and I honestly felt it was okay to do the stuff with them. I now know that I should have not done it, and it was taking over a year to get back to where I am today. I've got drugs out of my body. I still don't feel good about it, and some days can be better than others. But I'm looking forwards, not backwards. I think that's important. I know it was peer pressure that got me into that stuff. We all got screwed up. My advice to anyone is if you know that you shouldn't do stuff, then don't do it. Even if your friends think it's cool, it's not worth it. And your life gets messed up. I still have some friends, but they've changed. They're still trying to get their lives together. Don't do drugs. You only get one bad body, and you can only look after it.
Here is another peer pressure story by a guy named Joey. I was peer pressured by someone that I thought was my best friend. His name was Steven. Steven came to me before one of our classes and told me that he had not studied for our test that day. He was panicking. So he asked if I would let him look at my test. I was really shocked that my best friend would ask me to help him cheat. Steven told me,
"If you don't help me, I won't be friends with you anymore."
I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to make Steven mad, but I also knew that I should not cheat. I decided to seek help from my teacher and explain what was happening. My teacher told me that she would handle it. She moved Steven away from me and made sure he was unable to cheat during the test. My teacher took care of me. She made sure that what I told her about Steven stays a secret. She also made me realize that true friends don't help each other cheat, but they help them improve. The results came and Steven didn't do well on them. I told him to get over it and start studying with me so he can do better next time.
As you can see, Joey was peer pressured by his best friend to cheat, and although he knew this was not the right thing to do, it was still difficult to decide between doing the right thing, which was following the rules, or giving in to his best friend and helping him cheat. If your friend ever tells you to do something that you're not comfortable with and tells you you're not their friend anymore, then that person wasn't really ever your friend. Friends don't make each other bad decisions. They help each other grow and make sure they're always on track. If anyone ever asks you to cheat, distance yourself from them. If that doesn't work, tell a teacher or trusted adult about your situation, which is what Joey did, and they will help you deal with it.
Now that these stories have been heard and you see peer pressure is a serious issue to us teens, I just want y'all to know that it is not unsolvable. If you are in any of these situations, you can always contact the recoveryvillage.com and their contact help number at 866-409-3904. You can also reach out to close family members or people who you talk to and trust, because it's never good to hold back trauma. In order to get over it, you have to acknowledge that trauma, face it, and accept that it happened and it's over. Also, always listen to your feelings. When you are in that situation, if you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Let the person know how you're feeling in that situation and tell them to stop. Have a secret code with your parents. Send them that code in that situation and make sure you are always sharing your location. Or you can give an excuse to the person who is peer pressuring you and leave that location. Don't let no one peer pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. Stick up for yourself even if you're scared. That's all for this podcast. I hope you learned from it and opened your eyes to see what really goes on in the world. Bye!